stakeholders. Through these conversations, ATN uses political talks about specific issues, party system and actor to explore hope and engender positive impact to the society. Today on Open Conversation, we'll look at the stories. First, Rivers crisis. Tinubu meets Wike for others. And then on to Abia State, where ex-lawmaker 200 supporters dump APC for Labour Party. In Oyo State, ADC sets rules for Makinde's possible defection. And on PDP crisis, calm at Wadata Plaza as factions await Secretariat reopening. An appeal court upholds Natasha's Senate suspension. Ahead of 2027, Obi joins youth protest over Electoral Act reform. We are open for sponsorship of the program, advert placements, news, events coverage, and commercials. Watch us live on our website, www.atlanticnetwork.tv, on Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network. You can also watch us on Avo TV, Niger TV, and Efastech TV platform. You can connect with us on our ATN socials by subscribing, like, and share. Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, and on X, Atlantic TV Net. We'll go on a short break, and when we come back, we'll delve right into the show. Do not go away. Okay, staying with us. Joining me on Open Conversation this morning is Nze, a regular on Open Conversation and also a political analyst. He also prides himself as advocate of the masses. Good morning, Nze, and welcome.
Good morning, Roisha.
It's a pleasure having you today.
Oh, thank you very much. Good morning, Nigerians.
And on to the story. Fresh signs of reconciliation emerged in Rivers State after President Bola Tinubu intervened in the prolonged political crisis, hosting a late-night meeting in Abuja with key stakeholders. Sources said the president met with the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, Rivers State Governor Similaye Fubara, and other political actors, with discussions focused on easing tensions. Though details were not disclosed, reports indicated Fubara later accompanied Wike to his Abuja residence, suggesting a thaw in relations. The meeting follows months of intense rivalries that split the Rivers State House of Assembly, triggered impeachment threats, legal battles, and legislative shutdowns. Tinubu's intervention is viewed as a move to restore stability and prevent further escalation in the oil-rich state. Nze, what do you make of this development?
Yeah, I have to say thank you to Mr. President for bringing this level of relative peace, because to us now, the peace is relative. Until we see it last 6 months or 1 year, then we will agree that it has come to stay. But, you know, the political tension in Rivers State, I believe, has been hinged on, if I would say, the governor's inability to strike out deals and the minister's insatiable quest for power and control. So, but however, Rivers State has reigned for 3 years now, and if at this point Mr. President can douse the situation through this reconciliation or reconciliative move that he has made, to the extent that the governor and the minister, you know, formally boss and boy, you know, today drove into the meeting.
No, left the meeting together.
No, they drove into the meeting.
They drove in together.
Angles, different vehicle and different angle. But they left
together
with in the same vehicle to the same place, which I would say perhaps over there in Guzape, the LCT minister's residence, they might eat fisherman's soup together, you know, and drink, I don't want to mention the name of that stuff.
The 40-old wine.
There's a particular wine, apart from the 40-year-old whiskey. Okay, there's
another one.
There's a particular one there, which,
right,
you know, I don't want to mention it in public. Perhaps they might eat together and drink together. Look, there is this thing I said earlier. There is no rift that is irreconcilable. There is no crisis that cannot be doused. So long as it has to do with two persons, humans. After all, what are we struggling for? No one lives here forever. And we know that life exists in time. So once your time expires, you leave the stage, whether you like it or not. So what you are struggling for and saying, no way, I no go agree, someday, naturally, you will succumb to it. So if at this point, Mr. President has seen that leaving the crisis to continue will indirectly affect him and whatever election or vote he might need from Rivers State. Yes, the governor is preaching Asiwaju, renewed hope. The FCT minister is preaching Asiwaju, renewed hope. But you find out that when the house is in crisis, the neighbors will benefit. So while Wike will be here fighting for the same cause from different angle, Fubara will be here fighting for the same cause from different angle, some people can leverage on that and they penetrate the very heart of Rivers vote and make something reasonable out of it, which already ADC is warming up to reap from.
It's ADC warming up.
ADC now is.
Are you seeing any moves in Rivers State from ADC?
See, a lot of things are going on behind the curtains. Yes, ADC has not really come out publicly, but we, the political watchers, are seeing moves, very strong strategies being put in place.
From where to where, who to who?
No, I don't need to. I don't need to disclose that. It is their personal. I'm not a member of ADC.
But potential member, yes.
You know,
a potential member.
Well, you can put it there.
We have been on this program for so long. We have debated politics for so long. One would say that I can say that to a large extent.
You can predict me.
I can predict you. So
I don't want you to be soothsayer.
When you have already started talking about ADC in that light, number one, and you're saying that there are strategic moves which is unknown to us politically, but and I don't know.
No, I know, we know.
Who are the we?
Leave that with me.
So it's safe to say potential ADC member. Yes, well, continue.
The truth is that sometimes when you predict, you can either get it, because it's a guesswork. Can get it right.
With you, I don't think I'm guessing.
Okay.
Yes.
Until the time comes. But however,
yes, go ahead.
I believe that Mr. President, as a smart politician, because I see that guy that even in his old age, he's still skillful, very skillful in his work. He had been a politician for more than 30 years now.
So you think that this reconciliation move by the president, the reason behind this move is because the president needs to protect his votes in Rivers State?
90%.
It's for his own personal interests.
Because if Fubara had not joined the APC and maybe had continued, maybe had joined, let's take for instance APP, definitely President wouldn't wait in like this. He will support Wike to achieve everything he needed to achieve for his interest. You know that in politics.
But then when we look at it from the other angle, even if the governor had been impeached and the deputy governor impeached, naturally the person that will be the interim governor for 3 months to conduct off-cycle elections will be Martin Samehule.
Yeah, the speaker.
Who is also an APC man, an APC member. So it's still within the party. The control is still within the party. I'm saying this because when you look at it critically and one comes out to say, oh, the president is trying to protect. Is it? Yes, on one hand, the president is trying to protect his votes. But then one would say, majorly in Rivers State, there is really no political party you can actually hold on to and say, this is the actual threat that, if I may use the Rainbow Coalition, because it's APC-PDP, have in Rivers State. So now, is it about, let me ask this question. Is it about power leaving the APC in Rivers State? Because it's still going to be an APC man that will be the interim governor. It is still the APC incumbent that will conduct the by-elections, which your guess is as good as mine, that is still the APC that will win. Now, when you look at it, from this angle, one would say the president was not actually under threat to protect Governor Fubara.
So what's your question?
Now, the question is this. Is it about limiting the influence that the FCT minister will have if, let's say, he has the governor loyal to him? Because now you're looking at access to FCT, access to Rivers State in totality. Will another Jagaban want another Jagaban?
I love that. Now let us pieces it.
Yes,
let us dissect
go ahead.
It a little. When I said that 99% of the reasons for Mr. President's intervention in this political rift in Rivers State is for his personal gain. I said that because there are certain things we are looking at. We have indices. If at the end of the day, Mr. FCT minister grabs the power that he is looking for in Rivers State, he can use that as a bet, and he can use it to threaten anybody, including Mr. President. Because you know that politicians know themselves to a large extent, and they see what we do. You know, when I tell people that one of the striking job to do, one of the most intelligent job to do is to commit crime, people don't seem to understand. No fool commits crime and get away with it. Thieves are one of the most intelligent people. That's why they steal, irrespective of the security, whatever you put in place, they still scale through, you know. So these people in politics who are diehard, they think beyond what you can think of. Now, Mr. President wants Fubara to work for him, Wike to work for him, and when Fubara is standing out and Wike is standing out, Mr. President might now have 50-50 here and there. Now, you see, you talked about maybe APC man holding brief for 3 months as Speaker of the State House of Assembly.
No, as interim governor.
No, yes, now holding brief. Now that's what I mean.
You say as Speaker of the State House.
No, as Speaker, the Speaker coming to hold brief for 3 months, you know, to conduct election, and basically APC, somebody from APC will still win. See, do you know that if Fubara is impeached today, there are people in Rivers State that can never forgive this government? They are not 10. They are not 100,000. They span in hundreds of thousands, individuals in Rivers State. So, should that happen, Mr. President has lost a chunk of vote. Yes, there are people who love Fubara not for anything, just because he is the governor, and they are hearing people talk good of him. Some have not met him, except seeing him on television and newspapers, but they so much believe in him. So Mr. President wouldn't want such crack to happen. Then, truly, APC will do this, APC will do that. But you remember that the devil you know, you understand, is far much better than an NJ you don't know. So already he has seen the pledge of loyalty from Fubara, and he has seen the level of loyalty from Wike. He values Wike very much. I know that if one should say between Wike and Fubara, whom should I choose? If you are choosing based on using a local champion to win external battle, Wike is the best. But this man is looking at the internal circle, where if Wike tries to, because a champion has a way of becoming a boss of his own at some point. If Wike should act that bossy at any point, I can use this one. You see to that. And it is something I believe that, in as much as I'm not trying to preempt him, I'm simply analyzing his
So you're looking
actions.
at it like this is more like keeping the FCT minister in check.
Sure.
Now, not having him have too much power, because
Yes.
having access to, let me just put it to having access to Rivers State in that sense. I don't want to expound further, but I know that anybody that understands politics and intrigues will understand what I mean. And then also being in control of the FCT makes him literally the most powerful after the president.
And you know,
in
that
a lot of ways.
Absolute power.
His power is not absolute, because in this instance, he's not holding an elective position. It's an appointed position that can be taken away anytime.
This is a man you ask to watch over your meal. He will determine when you will eat it. Are you getting me? I made a statement somewhere, I think to a journalist, when I said that nobody fights Yeso Wike and eats on his dining table. You can't fight Wike and eat on your dining table. Wike is a force. You should know that. And I respect him for that. When it comes to his audacity, his mental toughness, his resilience, and his fearlessness, he's my mentor. So take it from
I'm
me.
shocked to hear this from you.
Yeah, definitely. I will keep on
And
shocking you.
I'm sure that
I'll
you know
our
viewers.
You are telling me that you can preempt me. You can predict me. I'll keep on shocking you anyway. So we get to this extent. Is my mentor, but we disagree when it comes to political ideas or affiliation or whatever. No, we don't work together. But in this area, because anywhere I see greatness, I salute it. I don't care who carries it, even if it is from my enemy.
Well, one would say to a large extent, you know, while we discuss politics, I really love the puzzle behind it. I enjoy the back and forth and all of that behind it. And to a large extent, one would say, should the FCT minister also watch his back at this point in time? Because there are people who are backing the governor. I mean, external influence, not internal, not within Rivers State. It is established already that within Rivers State, the people backing the governor within Rivers State cannot do much. That is established. Now, one would say the external influence from within the corridors of power at the federal level, and one or two, which I will not mention here, backing the governor, could actually be the ones putting this pressure. Because how would the politicians sit back and watch another politician whom probably they were enjoying the same level of pedigree with, suddenly not just outrank him, but become an actual threat, and they see him growing in leap and bounds politically? So it appears that if you look at how things are playing, if your ears are to the ground, it appears that there are certain persons who are actually backing external influence, who are actually backing the governor, and who have the ears of the president. Now, I will ask that question again. Do you think at this point the FCT minister should also be careful and watch his back, especially after 2027?
Good. One good thing about Nigerian politics is that, in as much as I condone a lot of things about the way politicians play politics in Nigeria, but one good thing about them here is that you have the liberty to move forward and backward. And at this point, you watch Mr. FCT Minister, he is a very good political strategist. And this question you are asking, he must have answered it to himself. Yes, he has a lot of enemies. And why was he fighting in Rivers State? If Mr. President, whom he knows is another political gladiator, and a champion for that matter, should give him backup. Like you see what happened last week. You know, he tried to establish, I think there is an FM now in Rivers State, private.
Renewed Hope Ambassadors.
Yeah. And the formation of the Rainbow Coalition and the statements that are already coming out, even some of the statements that are indicting to the FCT minister himself and things like that. So he knows that if Mr. President should give him a backup, he wouldn't care about all these external forces that have the ears
of the president.
Yes, he wouldn't care. But in a situation where he sees that Mr. President's attention is divided between the two brides, he had to watch his back. And that's why you see that as a smart politician, immediately after that reconciliation, remember that there was a time he vowed that he would never forgive Fubara. You know, he made that vow. But you know that Nyesom Wike is not a man you will say he said this. He can say this in the morning, in the afternoon he will say another, in the evening he will say another. Superior knowledge will come. I'm telling you, just anytime he wakes up and something comes. That's why he was laying course on betrayers unknown to him that he is the chief. You know, he was laying cause that they should die, you know, blah, blah, blah. I said, no, Ghana, somebody should tap him. Don't go there. Because when you said that Amadioha should strike everybody who eats the goose egg, and somehow it was used to prepare meal for you yesterday, what are you trying to invoke? You are invoking the powers of the gods upon yourself and upon your family, because you have fed your family with goose egg. So, but nobody, maybe his people were carried away by his drama, because every time he lands on the stage, he must act one. So, I believe that he has seen this. And considering the fact that several people, if I would say power brokers in APC government, some power brokers in APC government are smiling with Fubara and smiling with Mr. President. And Mr. President has given Fubara access, you know, to himself. You see, sometime the governor of Imo State, you know, we freely interface with Fubara and interface with Mr. President, and the city minister watches these things. So that same place you used to enter and talk with Oga and come out. There are other people who now enters there and talk with Oga, and after talking with, before they talk with Oga, they will have already talked with your political son, who is an enemy, and they will now go talk with Oga. So you wouldn't know what was discussed. So he had to be very, very careful. Let me not lose outrightly. While Mr. President will still give me some chunk of power in the state, in Rivers State, I still maintain my position in FCT. You understand? So he must have...
When you say when Mr. President gives him chunk of power, one would say to a large extent, Mr. President cannot give the FCT minister a chunk of the power. In this instance, Mr. President is actually giving the governor immunity. So in between the president and, or in between the governor and the FCT minister, it's actually the governor that needs protection from the FCT minister. The FCT minister does not need protection from the governor, because, I mean, this is a state that is already well established in its structure and everything. One would say the movement that and the love that the president is enjoying is not because of the president. It is because of the FCT minister.
Okay.
Right? It is because of the FCT minister that the president is enjoying the love that he's enjoying. Now, it's just when a man is loved or has loyal people, wherever he faces, his people will naturally face there. When a mother hen is going south, all his children will follow her and go south. It's as simple as ABC. So one would say to a large extent, maybe like you said, the president is being careful because of, one, some sympathy votes that Fubara may have that he doesn't want to lose. So we are looking at sympathy votes and emphasis on sympathy votes. Now, you're also looking at these external influences that have interest in the politics of Rivers State. Maybe may have interest in Rivers State's money. Yes. And yes. And well, Rivers State's will I call it, I don't want to call it money, but the wealth in River State is, in Igbo land, they call it Iwagwagu. River State's wealth is very, very long. The length is generational, right? Some of these states do not enjoy the level of resources that River State government enjoys. So, and that's why it's as if every River State governor is very powerful and very, very respected, right? So when you look at it critically, you find these people who are external influences, who may not really necessarily dislike the person of Nyesom Wike, but feel that he's becoming too powerful and will want to tame him by trying to, you know, give CPR to his political son whom he's having an issue with, knowing that, oh, if we back this person and give him lifeline, as long as he's on that seat, there are assets that the FCT minister will not have. That, to a large extent, also puts him in check. I don't know if you understand what I mean. So this is where I am looking at when you made me ask that question: should the FCT minister be careful at the end of the day? Should he watch his back? And you know, in politics, there are literally no. President Tinubu is not planning to come back after the second tenure. At least, to the best of my knowledge, the National Assembly have not said that they are bringing up the third tenure for a sitting president. So let's just say this is his last tenure, right? And being that it's his last tenure, can decide to do away with anybody. Don't forget the issue between the president and Nasser El-Rufai. You remember the story. So when you look at all this, I am also asking, not just you, but every other political gladiator in Rivers State, if this is anything to go by, if this move, because I was waiting to see what the president will do. So the president has done what he has done. And if this move by the president is anything to go by, do you think that the FCT minister needs to watch his back? I have asked this question the third time, and I know why I'm asking this question.
See, Mr. Nyesom Wike, Barrister Nyesom Wike, His Excellency, is not a fool. He knows that 2027, look, the game plan lasts as at last year, 2025. If Wike had failed, there was this if I'll call it trap. If he had fallen into that trap, he may not succeed. He may not scale through National Assembly screening, ministerial screening in 2027. But he was able to navigate his way through, and we are still watching what will happen. Now, he is giving outstanding loyalty to Tinubu, much more than many other Tinubu's allies. And you see, in FCT, he is preparing to give Tinubu 25% vote.
Which no president has ever attended.
Yes, he is planning for that. And he's also planning to make sure that no water leaks in River State vote as regards giving it to Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And those things, those efforts must be rewarded. Those efforts must be rewarded. So that's why sometimes when I said Mr. President will give a chunk of power, you may not understand. If Mr. President, everybody knows that Governor Fubara is everything. He is the elected one, the sworn in, who is known by law, who should be able to give FCT minister peace and protection in Rivers State. But as he stands today, you see that FCT minister walks around Rivers State with or without. In fact, even look at the threat last time. He said, look, when next we ask for this stadium and you lock it up, we'll break it and enter and nothing will happen. I don't know if you understand that kind of statement. Threatening, I go, look, I was in this state when we needed to use the stadium. And the governor said, suddenly, no, the stadium is not ready. It took us overnight struggle, paying about, was it either 8 million or 18 million, to secure the same stadium. Why? Initially, he said, I will give you vehicles. I will give you the stadium. I will give you everything. On one condition, which was not made public, but I don't want to make it public now. But when that condition, when this guy reneged from that promise, everything changed overnight. And we, who were the insiders, started running helter-skelter. And a heavy amount was placed on the use of the stadium, and it was paid before we could access the stadium. Then the inner caucus, who perhaps looking at the face of the then governor, who is now an FCT minister, whether he will smile or he will frown, who were working with us, yet they were looking at his face. They weren't looking at the face of our principal. So when they saw the way the thing happened, they also betrayed their principal. I don't want to mention names, but I know that as they are watching and hearing, they know themselves, and we all still greet. I don't keep enemy for too long, despite the fact that what they did offended me personally. They betrayed their principle. So why am I saying this? In politics, there is no absolute trust. That's why in the writing of William Shakespeare in Julius Caesar, you could hear a tale brutal. It is natural. We are humans. And the Bible has said that the heart of man is so concealed that nobody can find it. And it is filled up with wickedness.
All right.
So only God can see it. If you trust any politician, you know, hook, line, and sinker, that is to your detriment. But yet we do business, trustworthy businesses. Yet, as we do that, everybody is keeping his dagger by the side. In case anything happens, you can strike. So FCT minister knows all these things. I believe that perhaps apart from reading law, since he left university, he has been studying. And I want to believe that he has been studying politics. And not just what we call nuclear politics. He has been studying the politics of Africa, the politics of Nigeria.
All right.
What Nigerian man can do and what Nigerian man may expect. And you see that those are the things he's giving. And so as long as he's giving it, people are all around him shouting, Nyerishi, Nyerishi here and there.
All right, very well. Moving to Abia State. Former member of the Abia State House of Assembly, Chief Paul Taribo, alongside over 200 supporters, have defected from the All Progressive Congress to the Labour Party in Okwa East local government area of the state. Taribo said his decision was driven by Governor Alex Oti's visible achievements and his desire to contribute to the governor's re-election bid in 2027. He pledged loyalty to the Labour Party and vowed to strengthen its presence and influence in Ikweke East Ward and Okwa East local government area. Welcoming the defectors, Okwa East Council Chairman Honorable Chibonna Akara and other party leaders described Taribo as a valuable addition, expressing confidence that his experience and political network would boost the Labour Party's grassroots strength and electoral prospects ahead of 2027. I find this story quite interesting because in Nigeria's political landscape right now, politicians are defecting from Labour Party, from PDP and other parties to the APC, and in some few cases, the ADC. But in this instance, we see people defecting from APC, right? Not even ADC, not PDP, APC to the Labour Party ahead of 2027. What do you make of this? Is this a risky venture?
Not at all. Not at all. Igbo people says, I will speak in Igbo language, that onye buigu ke uneso. The person who carries the palm fraud is the person goats we run after.
Okay.
So in Abia State, and Taribo is a house member in Abia State, and he's in fact, to me, I'm believing that Taribo is coming very late. Yes, he would have defected after perhaps 6 months of seeing the blueprint of what Alex Oti.
At that time, Labour Party was not yet stable because of the court judgment, the litigation in court.
No, I mean 6 months after swearing in. The Labour Party had not started
having issues. Okay.
Yes. So, but even though at a point Labour Party started having it, Alex Oti as a man has become a movement in Abia State. So I believe that the Taribo defected into Alex Oti's movement. It's just that Oti, maybe either he does not want or people have not come up to create a support group for him, like in obedient movement and things like that. You know, there should be an Oti movement in Abia State because this man has surprised the whole world, not just Nigeria. He has proven to us that the rot in Nigeria can be washed. He has proven to, because everybody knows Abia State as the most dirty, ungovernable, if I would say, insecure place. But suddenly this man came in. The funny is, the Northerners who had a place in in this this what's it called around
Umunochi.
yes.
Is it Gariki?
Not yes, they call the place Gariki, but nobody should address that place as Gariki. That place is Lokpanta.
Okay.
That place is Lokpa. It is not Gariki. Gariki is Hausa. And no Igbo land should be named after anything over there. Because now, before this period, you saw the kind of kidnapping activities around that Enugu Port Harcourt Expressway, kidnapping around the Umunochi axis, around Umunze, around Isochi, and all manner of kidnapping. And the government of Okeze Ikpeazu could do nothing. But Alex Oti came and said, enough is enough. That Enugu Port Harcourt Expressway, you see how trailers will block the road. They were doing anything they liked. He came and said, no, this is my land. I will give you what you're a stranger. I will give you boundary. You should not cross. And he fenced that place and said, this place is where you stay. And he put a demarcation on the road. Don't park your vehicle on the road. Go into the park. He built a park for them. Say, go there and park your trailer. So that this man maintains sanity, and all those criminals that were carrying out, killing and maiming suddenly vanished. They suddenly, that you can still travel that road, except those who came maybe from somewhere else, the unknown government and the rest of them. But you see, apart from that, development of Abia, go to Umuahia, the capital city of Abia, and see how that place is today. Port Harcourt is not up to 30% developed like Umuahia. Go to Aba and see how that man is turning Aba into what some of us might say the Dubai of Africa, or if not Dubai of Nigeria, so to speak. So the man came with vision, and he's proving to Abians that it is not about resources, it is about the will, the political will to do something. And he's doing it. He's now, I think the last time I read, I don't know how true that is, that he petitioned the Nigeria government for refusing him to build cargo airport in Aba. You know, he petitioned Nigerian International Court or something like that. So, which I said, fine. If he can bring that kind of cargo airport, I had expected government of Rivers State and people of
He's actually building an airport.
He's building an airport, but we're talking about
cargo airports. Okay.
Yeah. I will now look at the people of Rivers State who are here and they are fighting for political structure. Over time, you have not been able to bring back Nigerian Port Authority in Rivers State, where we have large water. Now, I think at some point, NPA said that, can they not be dredged? Can they not be dredged and leave all these small canals that they are pumping water away, creating something that if God does not help us, if God did not help us tomorrow, most of the communities will be taken over by water. Because now they are deepening those shallow rivers into a depth. Someday, the banks will begin to collapse into that place because you can't cheat nature. If they want to dredge the One port, you find out that sand that will come there, sand that will come out from that place will serve River State and serve Abia State, even serve Akwa Ibom. So
now for you think that a lot of people are defecting to Labour Party because of
Alex Oti and his developmental stride. So for this, for Taribo to defect now, this is just February. By February next year, 12 months from now, already everywhere will be hitting. You know?
But then, have you forgotten that the former governors, Ojo Zokalo, T.A. Oje, and Okeze Ikpeazu, have formed what they called the team. And their ambition is to oust Governor Alex Oti from power, saying that they will reclaim Abia State for APC in 2027.
Yes, I know. I didn't. It's just that sometimes there are matters that shouldn't be given attention. Because when you see a man who has no shame, needless to engage him in a fight in the market.
Okay.
On a very serious note, when you see a man who has no shame, needless to engage him on a fight in the market, because he can strip himself and fight you. Can you strip yourself? You cannot. So for Ojozo Kalu, who was a governor for 8 years in Abia State and left, T.A. was a governor for 8 years and left, Okezie Ikpeazu was a governor for 8 years and left. And as they left, someone entered and changed the mantra, changed the system. And you have got to carry your bare face that should have been hidden. In fact, I would have suggested that this caliber of men should have left Nigeria. Ojozo Kalu, at the expiration of his tenure as a senator, he should fly away and not come back in recent time. The same thing with T.O.J. and Okezie Ikpeazu. But these men still have God. That's where I now...
But one of them was made an ambassador.
Anybody can be made anything. Why won't Ikpeazu be made an ambassador? How will he be compensated for the G4 struggle? How will he be... Okay, Wike has been compensated with ministerial slots. It's true that he tried to at least deliver Abia, but unfortunately, he couldn't. But at least he fought Atiku. He made sure that Atiku didn't emerge. So why won't he be compensated?
All right.
So giving him ambassadorial position is not on merit. It is just a mere compensation. And let him take it and go and rest. All and right. Not coming to tell Abians, who is like as you are. Maybe if light goes off in this studio, you know how dark this place will be. And you have been here for 1 week. And someone steps into this place and light enters into this place. And those who kept you in the darkness will come and stand here and be telling you, no, we want to reclaim power from this person who put on the light in this studio. What will you do as a person? Will you not see that these people, as soon as they reclaim that power they are looking for, they will return you back to where you are? No Abia man or woman that is sane will listen to Ojozo Kalu. And I believe that from now, in fact, as they are saying it, their credibility is reducing, their popularity is reducing, their respect is reducing. Remember that when Benjamin Kalu came up, the deputy speaker, House of Reps, came up to say that he will remove Alex Oti, that Alex Oti will be the last Labour.
He didn't see the clapback coming.
No. You remember at that period I called him the most foolish lawmaker. I said it openly in national television. The most foolish, who doesn't have reasoning. If you have reasoning, you would have created another way of perhaps promising, because we have not really seen your hand in the executive seat of Abia State, but as a lawmaker, we have not seen anything you are bringing. You should have told us that based on what Oti is doing, that you have a better plan. And it is that better plan that you will use to, outshine Oti. You should have just lied some certain lies. I'm not coming to tell us in a blatant face that he'll be the last. How?
Right.
Because as he steps in, he has been the best since Abia State existed. For 30-something years now, he has been the best. And you are coming to tell us that he will be the last. We are watching, but I believe that God will help Abia State, looking at how APC member, honorable member, together with about 200 or more, defecting into Labour Party. I believe that if there is anybody that is still in Abia State that belongs to any other political party, even though you are collecting small money from that political party to survive, on the day of election, tell your supporters, I beg, vote Papa, Mama, and Pikin.
All right.
Yes, that should be the message.
All right, very well. Moving on, former Anambra State Governor and Labour Party's 2023 presidential candidate, Peter Obi, on Monday joined protesting youths at the National Assembly, Abuja, to oppose the Senate's decision on electronic transmission of election results. The protest, tagged Occupy National Assembly, was organized by youths, civil society groups, and pro-democracy activists, demanding a reversal of the Senate's rejection of mandatory electronic transmission in the Electoral Act Amendment Bill. Addressing protesters, Obi warned that the decision could undermine transparency and public confidence in future elections. Demonstrators insisted that electronic transmission is vital for credible polls, as heavy security was deployed around the complex to maintain order. The protest followed sustained criticism of the Senate stance by opposition figures and civil society groups nationwide. Nze, what is your take on this, this issue blowing up, you know, that has led to protests with regards to our electoral reform? The transmission and the transfer, e-transmission and transfer issue.
You know, I commend Mr. Peter Obi for defying the insecurity or the security situation in the country and mix himself up with the crowd, you know, to protest for passing of the e-transmission of result bill by the National Assembly, the Senate precisely. You know, there is no, since I began to watch Nigerian politics since 1982, 83 precisely, but the game started 82, you know. I didn't watch that of 1979, but from 1982, when Shagari, Zeke, and the rest of them, NPP, NPN, PRP, and UPP and all that were coming up, I've not seen a government that is as adamant as the government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And you know that Tinubu was a protester. Perhaps he was protesting in disguise, he was protesting in hypocrisy, and that is why when people protest now, he damned them and go ahead to do whatever he wants to do. I believe that the protest that is going on in Abuja today may not change the will of the Senate, especially where the Senate president still have influence over most of the lawmakers. And recall that actually they passed the bill, but there was a clause in that bill, you know, and that is where I believe that most Nigerians should be looking at. Not really about the e-transmission bill, no, it has been there. But there is a clause giving INEC the discretion, to either transmit electronically in real time. You understand? In real time. Meaning, as they are in this ward, maybe ward 5, Wish FM Avenue, ward 5. As they cast their vote there, they said 200 persons casted their vote, 5 is invalid, 195 is valid, APC 3, PDP 13, APP 22, Labour Party 10. Just like that, they record these things, and right there in the presence of the observers and security personnel and INEC officials, you transmit it into the server from that polling station, not at the local government, not
at the rack center,
no, but right there in
real time. And they said they removed real time and removed transmission.
Okay.
Right now, basically making that section discretionary.
Yes.
Do not forget that prior to this time, transmission of transfer of results they left it at discretionary.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So now, and that is why it has never been implemented, and it was contestable because it is now at the discretion of. Yes. Now, on the other hand, when it's e-transmission, like you have said, and that real time is there, real time, it means that as soon as they finish counting the votes,
you forward it.
The INEC officer is expected to enter it in the system immediately, right? So it's to be entered in the system at polling units. It becomes easy for result collation digitally. It becomes very easy digitally for results to be collated in real time, and we can actually watch in real time our votes count, see what's going on and what's not going on.
You can stay in your house and be monitoring if they open, if they leave it open.
Would they leave it open?
Who knows? That's why we are. You see, Nigerians.
And what is the guarantee that there will be no glitches? You see, the thing is, it's also very important for Nigerians to know that while we are pushing for this, we should also look at possible lacunas that will be taken advantage of. First of all, internet data. Now, these people definitely will come up with the excuse. I mean, it's a recurrent excuse that has always happened. Oh, the card reader did not work. Do you know? They said they don't have light, so they had to use generator. The card reader did not work. The card reader packed up. In this angle, there was light situation, and this other angle, there was technical failure. This other angle, there was no network. What is the possibility? Even if they pass this, they say, okay, let there be e-transmission in real time. E-transmission will only work when network decides to work. Network can be scrambled. E-transmission can only work if the software chooses to work or not have glitches. Have we looked at these lacunas that will be taken advantage of?
Definitely. When I saw this, I have to go back to reason through it and ask myself questions. You remember that, was it either 2018 or thereabout, when this matter was first brought up, that Ali Ndume stood against it, citing his own senatorial district in Borno State. Yes, citing his senatorial district, that there is no network in that place. And I asked myself a question by then. I said, you're a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, representing your people, and they don't have network, access to network. Whoever is using an electronic gadget, whoever is depending on data or network to run his business will be grounded in this place, and you are representing them here. Now, coming to when election that will determine whether you will be in this National Assembly or not will come, you say no. That because your people do not have network, they shouldn't pass this e-transmission bill. Why? Ndume, can you not influence restoration of network to your place? You can. But you see, when I said that Nigerian politicians, not all anyway, most of Nigerian politicians do not have the people at heart. They are trading with the people. The people are the currency with which they buy and sell. And that's why when you look at it critically, you see that even these same people whom they are torturing and maltreating are still the same people who are defending them and singing their praises. When they enter into the town, sometimes if the road is bad, they will use a helicopter and fly in. And people will gather and be clapping for them, perhaps throwing pamphlets on the road for them to step and march into their own house. And I'll be asking questions, who did this as Nigerians? Who bewitched us? What kind of voodoo voodoo spell did they cast on Nigerians that Nigerians don't have sense on themselves again? If I come now to speak against these same politicians who are ripping us, you see my fellow Nigerians who are poor, some can't even afford food, you see them begin to cast aspersion on me. But however, why we keep that aside, I am saying that INEC still have up to 12 months to fix whatever that is they suspect might have glitch. One, they're starting with the data. They have to protect their server. And it is possible. If you don't have people in Nigeria to handle it, hire experts from abroad. Hire expertise. And they'll come and do that. Now, you must protect your data, you must protect your system, you must protect all the areas where you think that there is no network. Begin now to extend the network to those places. And you can also, what do they call, is it booster?
So now if I may ask you, you want the government, because this is it, a lot of senators, I mean, people in National Assembly, we want to return for another tenure, right? And passing this law, if this law is passed and it is implemented and done right, INEC decides to do right by Nigerians, you can be sure that 10th Assembly, if they are, let's say 700, 200 may not come back, right? Now, also, it means that at the level of the states, the Guba elections, state houses of assemblies, it's still going to affect outcome of these elections moving forward. It means that Nigeria might enter a political season where our votes will actually count. And if that happens, Nigerians will become more interested in politics. And if that happens, then you will now see people voting, defending their votes, which will give rise to a change. It means that this current crop of politicians may all be removed from power. Are you saying that do you think that the National Assembly will not play a fast one? Because now their future is heavily hinging on this. That is, if they have not come up, or the political elites have not come up with a system that will counter this. They might choose to give us what we want in the Constitution, right? They might choose to give us what we want in the Constitution, but in real time, in real practice, certain situations will come up that will negate what is in the Constitution.
You see, I am a progressive optimist. What do we need in this country? At my age, I've started seeing white hairs. One of the days, one of my daughters said, "Daddy, look at white hair in your nose." I told her, yes, it is an evidence that I am walking towards my grave. I have children who are following me. I will someday leave the stage, and these children will take over. Just as our fathers and mothers, some of them, have passed on. That is life. There is nothing I struggle on earth that will make me live beyond my time here. Therefore, if my father, who didn't go to school, and my mother didn't go to school, had sent me to school, they simply wanted me to be better than them. And as it stands, I think I'm talking in television now, but my father didn't own a television. If he ever watched television, it should be the one he sees in somebody's house. But today, I'm not just owning television or watching television. I'm even speaking right in television because my father wanted me to be greater than him. These politicians we see today, what really goes on in their mind? What really goes on in their mind? Is it that they don't want a future that their children will enjoy something better like the rest of the world? Because when you analyze what you painted here, if they permit this e-transmission of result, majority of them, not up to 200 will return back. Guy, whether you will return back or not, is it what matters? That is where you see me now frown at the kind of politics we play in Nigeria. Look, if by today you people organize here and vote me to perform in any capacity around your organization, and I'm performing in that place to the best of my ability, is to all I may have Kubu was telling us every If they had allowed
addressing the protest and said that racism that that in the tax law to not what is that have removed real time transmission to transfer. And when Senator Abaribe was speaking, Senator Abaribe spoke in the same light. What exactly is going on with the 10th Assembly under the leadership of Akpabio? Because recall that was how they claimed that they passed the tax law, and the federal government gazetted another thing. Who did his due diligence we case was being, exactly
and political life. The issue order to security.
I said
that was like that's out upon all the brouhaha. I was trying to send out, but I didn't do it. I know what I do. Know Monday with his and when I went there, I governor to especially it. We have included it.
The Constitution has also given the legislators authority when the president or the state governor refuses to assent to a bill and they wait for a period, they can actually override the president or the governor's bill and pass that bill into law.
Now look at it. Who will override?
Akpabio has already promised the president that the Senate will do whatever he requests.
Yes.
Whatever he asks will be done.
So that's the question. Who then will? The law is here. The practitioners of the law are here. And the interpreters of the law are here. These are three major aspects of human life as covered by the laws of Nigeria. It's a problem. Practitioners of law are playing magic. Anybody that judiciary is still independent is joking.
Having
Thank you very much. Each time you having me, no, it's such can still, you know, go beyond the.
I mean,
Your pleasure.
the company will take you out. He heard your request. He will be. Yeah. Okay, very. Thank you. Facebook and YouTube. Peace and unity.